Before we jump into today's Chicago Bears news and rumors, I'm not going to lie, the 49ers report has kind of separated from us in subscribers. Strong season for the Niners. We got to close that gap again. So help us out. Subscribe to Bears Now, youtube.com/Bears Now. Closing in on 43,000 subs. I want to catch up to Chase and the Niners. Can't be losing to them just like the Bears did on the field. Let's at least catch up off the field. So subscribe. Let's get to 43,000 subs as soon as possible. Free daily videos here on Chicago Bears Now. Welcome into the show. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. We are sponsored by Fetch Rewards, an app that allows you to scan your receipts, all receipts that you receive, both physical and online receipts, and redeem them for points, which you will later be able to earn gift cards for. Download the Fetch Rewards app today, chatsports.com/fetch, and you can get 3,000 bonus points with promo code BEARS. All right, let's get into our Bears Rumors Roundup today. Aaron Rodgers, is he going to leave Green Bay? Two smoking Jays. People are talking. Aaron Rodgers is certainly talking, but nothing is decided. Nothing is concrete at this point. Sent out a cryptic Instagram post on Monday night, which got people swirling. He was thanking teammates. He felt gratitude, which he talked about on Pat McAfee shows today. Thanked a lot of teammates, coaches, both current and former. And then, like I mentioned, he hopped on the Pat McAfee show today and said he has not made a final decision on his future. Talked about the reason for that Instagram post was he just got out of a 12-day cleanse. I can't remember what it's called, but it involves a lot of voluntary vomiting. It doesn't sound pleasant at all, but good for AR, I guess. Rodgers, like I said no news, no decision today. Did say later on in the interview that he will make a decision too. He said he's not going to hold anybody hostage. This isn't going to drag into free agency or the draft. So I would expect, by the second week of March, we have some clarity on this because the Packers have to figure out which guys they're going to cut, which guys they're going to keep, if they're going to have Rodgers, if they're not. But for today, no final decision has been made by Aaron Rodgers. I do want to get back to the Instagram post. This was a snippet that I thought we'd share with you. He said, quote, "Here's some Monday night gratitude for some of the incredibly special people in my life, with some pictures from the last beautiful year. To my teammates, past and current, you are the icing on the beautiful cake we call our job, football. The friendships that we have will transcend our collective time in this game, and I am so thankful for the role that each of you guys have played in making my life that much better. I love you guys and cherish the memories we've made." Shared several photos. I'll show a couple of them here with teammates and a couple of other ones as well. He's there with Adams. He always stands between Adams and Cobb, which he talked about with Pat McAfee. And then this is the one that caught people's attention when he wasn't there. That was the game against the Chiefs when he was out with a positive COVID test, and that's why people were like, "Oh, is this him signaling he's leaving Green Bay?" He claimed that Adams sent him that photo and that he teared up because he was upset that he wasn't there with them, but he really appreciates their friendship and their relationship. Here's what we know. Aaron Rodgers is very calculated. I don't really completely buy that that IG post is just a moment of sentimental note. I think he knew that he was going to hop on Pat McAfee show and that this would get people talking. And guess what? He was right. About 150,000 people were tuned in during that interview on McAfee, so he knew he would garner the attention. I was tuned in, waiting to see if he would say anything. He did not reveal much about his future, but we'll see what happens. The main takeaway is that he did say that a decision will be coming soon and that he actually is on better terms with the Packers than he was last year. I don't necessarily take that as a signal that he's staying, but I think it is somewhat notable. Is Aaron Rodgers leaving Green Bay? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. I think it's 50-50. Get your votes in the comments on this one and let me know what you guys think. I'll believe it when I see it. That's kind of my stance on Aaron Rodgers. He's hard to read. He's a very calculated individual. He's a deep thinker, and what we know is that he's going to consider every single angle in terms of deciding whether to stay, whether to play for a different team, or whether to retire. I think that's at least a possibility at this point as well. And he even acknowledged, it could happen. Now, obviously for Bears fans, this guy's just been a menace. I mean, he's just absolutely dominated Chicago over the years in 27 games. I mean, he's 22-5 in those games, 61 touchdowns, 10 picks. I mean, this guy's just tormented Chicago. And this is two quarterbacks over the last 30 years now, with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers just absolutely breaking the hearts of Bears fans and really this entire division as well. You think the Vikings and Lions don't want him out of the division? Trust me, they do. If he's in the division, cool, try and go beat him. If he's not, though, those of you saying I'd rather have him here so we can beat him, dude, you'd be popping champagne if he left this division because he has dominated it for about a decade and a half now. Speaking of the Packers, speaking of hating Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, screw Green Bay, type FGB in the comments. I'll let you guys figure out what the F stands for on that one. I think it's pretty obvious. FGB, no one likes the Packers. Type it more than once. Let's get it trending in the comments. And, hey, you can tweet at me as well, FGB. Something I like and don't hate like the Packers is the Fetch Rewards app, and I was scanning receipts all weekend because that's what this app allows you to do. You scan receipts, you earn points, you turn those points into gift cards. It's a really simple process. It's really easy to do. You download the app at chatsports.com/fetch. You open it, you click the scan receipts button, that orange button, you grab your pile of receipts, you start scanning them. When you get those 3 green lines, you can submit because that's all the information they need on there, and then you earn points. When that confetti pops, you know that you're building up points, and the more points you get, the higher level of gift cards you can receive from places like Amazon, Starbucks, Target, Walmart, tons of restaurants as well, like Chili's. Chatsports.com/fetch. Promo code BEARS to get 3,000 bonus points. Basically, once you get to 10,000 points, you can really start cashing out for gift cards. I'm at like 6,500 so far, so I'm making progress. Chatsports.com/fetch. And, hey, a little trick that I figured out at the grocery store when I did self-checkout, someone left their receipt from before. Just take that thing, and then you get 2 receipts, their receipt and yours. You scan them. It all works the same. Chatsports.com/fetch. Hey, they don't want their receipt, I'll take it. Trust me on that one. Check the comments, check the description, and get started with the Fetch Rewards app. All right, let's keep it moving here on today's Bears Rumors Roundup. How about this? Sign or trade for Jarvis Landry. I'll go 2 smoking Jays here as well. People are talking. Landry was certainly talking today. The origin of this rumor comes from his tweets, but I wanted to turn it into a Bear-centric rumor. Took to Twitter earlier today on Tuesday to talk about his future. Says he's open and would like to stay in Cleveland, but he'd be okay with moving on. Now, as far as his contract goes, the Browns can save over $15 million if they cut or trade him. And if they trade him, a new team has to take on like 14 or 15 million of that 16, 17 mil he's got left on his contract for this year. Bears aren't going to do that. So let's just make it clear. If the Bears add him, it's going to be if he gets cut. Let's just kind of sprint through Landry's tweets here real quick. 3-parter. Reality behind all of this is I came back to play in the best shape of my life, got hurt with a high-grade MCL sprain, partial quad tear, and a bone bruise. Then came back way too early, ended up hurt the entire season. You never heard me mention anything about it. Also, my media availability didn't happen because I was focused on getting on the field as healthy as possible during the week and after games. A strategic plan that was set in place to be followed. I put the ball in Cleveland's court by telling them I would like to stay. But if not, I have the ball in Cleveland's court by telling them, he kind of finished this off here. If not, I am confident enough in myself and to be better healthy this year, moving forward, blah, 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 and winning a championship. Basically what he's saying, he was hurt last year. He's never been hurt in his career before. He has 1 year left on his deal. He's down to stay in Cleveland. But if not, he understands the business side of it. Let me make this clear from the Bears standpoint. They're not going to trade for Landry because they're not going to take on $15 million against the cap for not a number 1 receiver on the last year of his deal. Now, I think they would definitely be interested if he got cut to sign him because Jarvis Landry is still a good football player. Now, he talked about his injuries last year, certainly missed some time and wasn't as productive. Baker Mayfield had all kinds of issues as well. But you look at the 3 prior years in Cleveland, I thought he was very, very good, productive overall, and I think he could be a nice little slot receiver here. You look at the wide receiver depth chart. Darnell Mooney, we know he's in the fold. I don't think A-Rob comes back. You sign Jarvis Landry, put him in the slot, Mooney on the outside. You need 1 more outside receiver, and then that'd be a pretty nice trio. I really think that would be pretty nice. He's a solid slot receiver. He's a great safety net for a quarterback, especially a young kid like Justin Fields. Third downs, look his way. He always gets open on the underneath stuff. Not an explosive guy. He's not going to average 20 yards a catch. He'll be in that 10 to 12 yards per catch range, but he's reliable. He's got good hands, and he runs good routes. And that is something that the Bears should value this offseason. Should the Bears sign Jarvis Landry if he were to get cut? Type 1 for yes, type 0 for no. On this one, I'd be interested. I really would. I'll be curious to see if he ends up getting released by the Cleveland Browns. Next up, here on our Bears Rumors Roundup, Justin Fields showed big promise in 2021. Is that true? Yeah, it is true. Four Smoking Jays, bear down. I've been telling you guys this, and, there's been some, some Fields haters, the Sangray Kims of the world that call him Bustin' Fields. And, hey, I love the passion. It's all good. We're all entitled to our own opinions, right? But I've said for a while, there's advanced metrics that show he actually performed well in a lot of areas. Pro Football Focus has certainly had a lot of those. Credit to Anthony Treesh for this one. Justin Fields in rhythm last year, and I looked this up, what in rhythm means for Pro Football Focus's metrics. Clean pocket, 2 hitches or less. So 3 or 5 step drop, he hitches once or twice, then he gets rid of the ball. Basically a standard drop back and throw, so when he was kept clean and didn't have to bolt from the pocket or something like that. 4th in the NFL in big-time throw rate, and 2nd in the NFL in turnover-worthy play rate. Basically, only 1.1% of the time he turned the ball over when he was kept clean. That's a really good number. That's 1 out of 100 times he's having a bad play when kept clean. And then you had this note as well from some advanced metrics as well. Credit to Butkus Stats on tap for this one. Justin Fields had the best big-time throw rate of any rookie quarterback since 2009 when PFF started recording pass depth data. 34.8% in deep big-time throw rate for PFF. It's the best for any rookie quarterback since they started tracking this metric at Pro Football Focus. Better than Sam Bradford, Russell Wilson, Baker Mayfield, Mac Jones this year. The average in that stat category about 22%, as is the median, and he was at almost 35%. And I've told you guys for a while, don't look at the raw stats here and be like, he sucked, he was garbage. No, he wasn't. His deep ball accuracy was impressive. He made some really impressive throws in tight windows, especially when he was kept clean. We know he's dynamic as a runner. Justin Fields did some good things as a rookie, both as a passer and as a rusher. The problem is he played for a garbage-ass head coach who did not have a plan for him offensively, and the offensive line wasn't good. You combine those two things with a rookie quarterback who didn't get any reps in the offseason with the first-team offense, that's going to hold you back, and that's exactly what held him back. Now, I'm not sitting here saying if you got all the offseason reps and if this offensive coaching staff from last year had a better game plan for him, that he was going to go out and throw for 28 touchdowns. I'm saying he had bad coaching and an even worse plan from his coaches, and the O-line wasn't good. I get other teams have issues as well, but that's a lot to take on as a rookie for a team with pretty poor structure, to be completely honest. How many total touchdowns will Fields have this year in 2022? Rushing, passing, receiving, who knows? Total touchdowns for Justin Fields this season. I'll throw a dart. How about 27 total? 22, 23 passing, 4 or 5 rushing. I think that'd be a pretty solid second year. Let me know what you guys think. How many touchdowns for Justin Fields in 2022? Be sure to follow me on Instagram at HGramNFL. It's at HGramNFL for more Chicago Bears news and updates. We're less than 100 followers away from 2,500, and I told you guys, once we cross 2,500, we will schedule a new Instagram Live. I've had fun doing those. Got to get to 2.5K first, though, so give me a follow on IG.